The Genuine Article looks beyond the label to find information that will save you money and guide you to value. On this edition of The Genuine Article, we look for a holiday under the sun. 5-star service with summertime heat to beat the wintertime blues. As well, gifts you've never seen or dreamed of before from a company that prides itself on being unpredictably useful. Then the funnest and finest in Christmas decorations. And to show how much you really care this Christmas, a lesson in presentation from one of America's finest rappers. All coming up in this holiday edition of The Genuine Article.
Now, there's nothing wrong with having a traditional Christmas, an open fire, a beautifully decorated tree, snow outside your window. But on this edition, we wanted to make sure that your holidays weren't just the same old well-decorated set piece, but nothing less than the Genuine Article.
But before we find some warm-blooded holiday destinations that'll take the chill out of the winter season, we found a company that specializes in unpredictable gift giving.
If there were a Genuine Article of gift stores, then Hammacher Schlemmer in New York City would probably qualify in that category. They've been in business for 150 years.
In the last 10 years, they've paid inventors $100,000 for products we never knew we couldn't live without.
I have a warm spot in my heart for Hammacher Schlemmer. They try to nurture the kind of product they sell. They do a yearly event, and almost every year I've been a judge there. It's called Search for Invention.
And for the past 10 years, Hammacher Schlemmer has hosted a national inventors conference. Besides offering the perfect store to parade newly created gadgets and gizmos, Hammacher Schlemmer offers its cash prize to encourage continued original, inventive thinking.
How many years has this store been selling unique and wonderful things?
Well, that would be 155 years.
And what's the philosophy that's kept it in business that long?
Keeping things very unique, innovative, and hard to find, problem-solving products that really kind of make our lives a little easier.
Now, this store's definition of a great gift is something that when you open, you realize you could never have lived without it. Like a portable tropical rain shower. Now, I got to ask you what practical purpose a portable rain shower is.
Well, that practical purpose would be finding a little bit of serenity. And it's just a great way to mask out the distressing sounds of our environment sometimes and to just slip away into a really calm and peaceful environment.
But on the more modest expense, but maximum benefit, is this beautiful wake-up clock. And tell me what it does.
It gently wakes a person from sleep without the blaring noise of traditional alarm clocks. So this one actually gives you the benefit of softly glowing brighter and brighter and brighter about a half hour before your wake-up time. And then you'll wake to the environmental sounds and aromatic essence.
I love the Dick Tracy watch.
They are walkie-talkie wrist watches. Let's say I have one on and you have one on. You and I could be up to 1.5 miles apart and we could freely communicate so easily over 20 different channels that are supported on this watch by the Family Radio service.
I've seen these around, but you're saying this is the next generation of robot vacuum machines.
Oh yeah.
How?
Everybody's talking about this. It's the Roomba. It's a robotic sweeper vac. It's a circular unit. You press a button on it, and without any assistance, it will clean and vacuum sweep your entire home.
Okay, well let's go through some of the extraordinary things. Like a completely see-through canoe.
Yes, and what's unique about it is it's the same plastic that they use for the flight canopies in some of those supersonic jets.
So the idea is that you can see the fish as you're amongst them in the water?
Exactly. You can get a great view of all of the aquatic life below the surface, which is really neat.
Now, for the land-based adventurer, is this a toy or is this a serious motorbike?
This is really a serious motorbike. This whole thing came from the Czech Republic, where they actually do pocket motorcycle racing.
But if ripping up the asphalt on these little bikes isn't your thing, Hammaker Schlemmer has an option for the safety-minded. Superbly detailed and equipped with authentic sounds and lights, these large radio-controlled Fat Boy motorcycles are a must-have for Harley-Davidson enthusiasts.
What are some of your more expensive items?
Well, when I'm looking at things, I would think of our $8,000 Wurlitzer jukebox.
Who would buy a jukebox?
Well, someone who really enjoys the quality and beauty of the past. It's a beautiful reproduction of a 1946 version, but it's updated to today's standards, so you can put up to 100 CDs into it.
I love the Grilla tailgate.
And what's so cool about it is like having a kitchen on your trailer hitch. It sports this fantastic 468 square inches of grilling space, a 56-quart cooler. Additionally, you get a flat panel TV and a stereo CD player with integrated speakers. I mean, it's fantastic.
Who came up with this idea? Is this from your institute again?
Actually, we work with inventors from all over the world. They come to us with really unique products that you haven't seen before. That's why, Hammaker Schlemmer is kind of a showplace for things that are new and unique and haven't been out there.
Well, we've got the presents. Now we just need to wrap them. Next on the Genuine Article, how to put an elegant and finishing touch to your holiday giving.
Welcome back. As a country, we spend $35 billion a year in Christmas presents. Then we spend an extra $2.5 billion in wrapping. Now, to save yourself the stress and the time of standing in line for somebody else to wrap those presents at a mall or a department store, we're going to show you how to stylishly present to the people you love something that you cared enough to wrap in a special way.
We went to Kate's Papery, considered the best paper store on the East Coast, to find out what the most important factors are when wrapping a gift. And the man to teach us is Daniel Barker, who's considered to be the finest gift wrapper in the Big Apple. He uses origami and ingenuity to solve presentation problems, like a great bottle of wine dressed up for the holiday season.
That's a lot less intimidating after I've seen you make it.
Or how to take that little something special and make it stand out.
Now, what have you done here?
Many times a very small item may be very valuable and you don't necessarily want it to appear very small gift. So what we've done is actually kind of put it in a shadow box effect. It's almost like a magic trick. It looks like it's floating magically inside.
It's beautiful.
And this would be perfect for that once, like, please marry me type of gift.
Or this satin paper cube, which looks spectacular, but can be built in a matter of minutes.
I don't even care what's inside. It's a thing of beauty in and of itself.
All of these designs come from classic origami books, which Daniel says anyone can learn from.
This is a fairly popular origami design that can be found in most of the origami books.
The special touch is the sumptuous paper. But here's an answer to our most common gift-giving dilemma: the simple box.
Let's just start with a basic box. On the shallow boxes, you need at least enough paper to cover the side, plus a little more.
Okay.
So I've already
And lengthwise, how many?
at least 3 times the size of the box. Usually, whenever you wrap package, you end up with a seam where the paper comes together.
Right.
Now, when a person opens the package, you don't want them to get a paper cut on the sharp edge.
Done it many times.
So many times, the first thing that we do is actually just fold over one edge and crease it to give it a nice clean edge.
See, that alone, it was worth the visit. Because I do it every Christmas. I rip a really good paper cut.
I have one fold, so all I'm going to do is fold a few more times.
Right.
Then I can turn the paper over. If I fold them all in one direction, is really just creating the same seam, but now I've created 5 of them.
That's beautiful.
The next step is to tape all of these down so they don't move. Right now I'm just using regular tape to hold everything down. Now I'm going to take the pleats, put them where I want on the box, and then I can cut the paper to the correct size. Now here's where I'm going to use the double-sided tape. I'm just going to place a small amount on the edge, leaving a small space, and just pull the paper tight around the box and smooth down the double-sided tape.
That's lovely.
Once you finish wrapping, I would go back and kind of flare up each edge, and that just makes the design kind of pop out. So it's very easy to see. Now, shallow boxes, you're going to start with the two sides first. A common mistake is that people keep working on one side. The box has a tendency to slip.
So do both at the same time.
Both at the same
To
time.
keep the box in the right place.
Now it can't move.
Okay.
Perfect. Now the back side, I'm just going to fold it over, crease it along the edge, and a little bit of the regular tape again. And I'll do that again on this side. Regular tape.
Right.
Now the very final part, this flap is going to come up. All of the amount sticking above the box is going to get folded over and creased along that edge.
Right.
So if I let go, I can still see where that folds over. That's just going to get folded down,
Oh, I gotcha. That's how you make it neat.
taped,
And then you use your
and
double-sided
double-sided
tape
tape again.
to hold it.
And this just goes right back
And that's
to
how
that
a
edge.
professional does it. Look at that. Look
all
how
finished.
beautiful that is. Doesn't matter how old you are or how much you spend on your gift. That's something that says that you really care.
But before we find the ideal winter retreat to warm our bones, creating the perfect atmosphere at home.
There is a decorating technique called the diamond pattern. It's a good way of evenly distributing your ornaments. If you have a lot of ornaments that are similar in shape or in size, you'd want to start kind of in the middle of the tree and you place them in a diamond pattern on the corners of the diamond, and then you build off that. You just keep building off the diamond and it evenly distributes your like ornaments all around, especially if you have a lot of ball ornaments that are all the same color. It's also good to use inexpensive silk flowers, poinsettias. You can spray them with a little spray glue and sprinkle some glitter on them, and they make good fillers. They're good for treetops, to help fill in your treetop or to add in with your ribbon. Just go out in your yard. I know a lot of people have a lot of pine trees. You just collect them off, make sure that there's no bugs inside them, spray them gold, silver, red. You can put fake snow on them. You just wrap a little wire around the top of them, and then you can use them on your tree.
Up next on The Genuine Article, decorations for the holiday designer in all of us.
Welcome back. Now, if there was one place in the world that you could go to make sure that your Christmas felt like the Genuine Article, well, that would be a store in New York City.
Called Fortunoff's. Known nationally for its beautiful housewares and jewelry, it's also gained a reputation for going further than any other retailer in the country in offering every Christmas bauble, ornament, tree, trimming, and decorative add-on. It really does provide the genuine article of holiday decorations.
Fortunoff started with a Christmas store about 16 years ago. It used to be a separate store, but now we have brought it into all of our main stores. We always try to keep the trees new and fresh and interesting for the consumer to see, because customers come into Fortunoff to learn about different ways that they can trim their tree, the different themes that they can create in their home. So we want them to have fun as much as we have fun doing it.
This is how the store made its reputation. They have 45 undressed trees, fir, spruce, Fraser, fiber optic, pre-lit, remote. And where else in the world are you going to find gum-dropped garlands? People who really take their Christmas decorations seriously, this is where they come. These ornaments are beautifully recreated miniatures of Yuletide celebrations from different eras of history.
The store boasts one of the country's largest collections of these Department 59 miniatures. Collectors say that the perfect attention to detail allows them to live in their dream holiday settings. Whether it's Victorian England, small-town 50s America, or a classic New York, the store offers such a spectacular array that thousands of families come from miles around on the weekends just for the joy of seeing them. All our holiday bases are covered. Now how about a little something for yourself? Winter retreats that'll warm you up, next on The Genuine Article. Coming up next, 5-star Holiday Sun. More and more Americans are choosing to give their families a strong dose of holiday sun at Christmas time. And as we're about to show you, there are many warm weather destinations that could change the way you choose to holiday forever. Luxury travel writer David Kaufman spends most of his year investigating high-end resorts. So we asked him to tell us about some of his holiday time favorites.
Well, it depends on where I'm coming from. For East Coast residents, one of the best locations right now is the Bahamas because it's only 2 to 3 hours away. It's just about half an hour further than Florida. And one of the great places right now in the Bahamas is the Ocean Club. And it's very stylish, very small, very chic, and very private.
First built as an exclusive playground for the 60s jet set by a member of its own, A&P Supermarket Air, Huntington, Hartford. Over the years, the club did lose some of its luster, but never its beautiful setting. Well, now the new owners have restored its original idea of being the best of all possible worlds.
About 3 or 4 years ago, it was taken over by the One and Only Group, which is headed by Saul Kerzner, who made his name launching very beautiful resorts in South Africa. And they spent, untold millions of dollars renovating the place from top to bottom and really restoring it to its original sort of splendor. There's not a lot of rooms, and the service is really, really, really intense and personal and very, very detailed.
One of the key elements in the Ocean Club's re-emergence as a world-class winter sun destination is the focus on great food. The new owners wanted the biggest and best reputations in the world behind their restaurant.
It has a restaurant by our friend John George called Dune, which has been designed by really famous interior designer Christian Liaga, who is well known for his very, very modern minimalist furniture. And also what's great about the Ocean Club is if you want a little bit of excitement, you're right next door to Atlantis, which is that really famous 2,000 plus room hotel. And it could be good if you're bringing kids who want a bit more of excitement. But if you want a very low-key, private, ultra-luxurious experience, then the Ocean Club could really be a good option for Christmas.
But if you're coming from west of the Rockies,
on the west coast, what's really close by is the Puerto Vallarta area, which has been rebranded now as the Costa Alegre, which means the Happy Coast. That area has been gently invaded recently by a few really high-end resorts, the best known of which is the Four Seasons in Punta Mita. It's a really, really exclusive property favored by a lot of Hollywood types, and it's a very, very nice mix of sort of Mexican chic with all the pampering and all the luxury you'd expect from a Four Seasons.
located amidst isolated parkland jutting out into the warm Pacific Ocean, Punta Mita has all the usual amenities. Beautiful beaches, spectacular golf, and great food. In fact, the guests are invited to peruse that morning's ocean catch with the chef and personally pick the fish they would like to eat for dinner.
And the best part about this hotel is that you're so close to Puerto Vallarta itself, which is full of really quaint shops to buy local Mexican crafts. It has a very, sort of a vivacious nightlife scene, really interesting food, and really great Mexican art galleries.
But for a writer like David, who travels the world searching out the best hotels, what would be his ultimate holiday time destination?
If money and time were no object, one of the places I'd love to go right now is to Australia. But interestingly enough, you don't really need a lot of money and a lot of time to go to Australia. That's what's so great about it. You can go to Australia and you can live like a king for probably half of what it would cost in New York or any of the major European capitals.
Long recognized as one of the most livable cities in the world, Sydney offers its holiday visitors unique treats, like a summer that begins down under in November, and like Doyle's at Watson's Bay. While your stateside friends may be watching snowfall on Christmas morning, you'll be sitting surfside eating spectacular food covered in sunscreen and big grins. But David has even more alluring holiday suggestions for the fantasy sunseeker down under: Tasmania, an island state south of Sydney that has a quality of holiday life second to none.
One of Tasmania's great secrets actually isn't so secretive. It's kind of out in the open everywhere for you to see. You know, it's like when you travel through the south of Italy, you stop everywhere to try some wonderful buffalo mozzarella. In Tasmania, what you stop for are cherries. Tasmania has some of the best cherries in the world, and you know, everywhere you go along these sort of back roads, you'll see people coming out with wonderful bushels of cherries for you to buy, again, you know, for a very small amount of money.
One of Tasmania's other great secrets is its historic past. A rich colonial farming history that created gracious homes surrounded by rolling pasture lands. Today it offers a unique holiday experience full of beauty, sun, and tranquility. Properties like Calstock are dotted across the state, once the family home of a farming dynasty. Today, the house pampers its guests with locally grown truffles, cheeses, and of course, its world-renowned cherries.
Well, that's a wrap from us, and we hope you all have a great holiday season. And we'll see you again next time on The Genuine Article.
Find more at fineliving.com. Real information for real people.